And we're back for another Saturday.
Hell yeah!
That's surprising.
Let's ride in the streets and burn this fucker down.
No, let's not say we did. I gotta say though, I had a great time this afternoon, man, blowing off some steam. That was great. I think only men understand the need to blow things up.
You know, we should have an official day of Shotgun Saturday.
I'm good with that.
I think that would be a great idea.
Yeah. And if there's a man out there that doesn't understand it, well, wipe your mangina.
No, you can't say that. The way you should phrase that is, put down your little phone and your little purse dog that you're watching at is supposedly your girlfriend's, but let's be honest, you're too much of a pussy to really have one. The dog's yours. And, well, you know what? Just go fuck yourself if you don't get it.
Wouldn't that be the same as me saying go wipe your mangina?
Well, yeah, but it doesn't have the heart and the feeling. You got mangina. I went with the whole, you know what, the way your little pussy toys, grow a set and go fuck yourself if you don't get it. Shotgun Saturdays, baby. Click, click, boom! Yeah, you know what? I know I clipped, but you know what? We're talking about a fucking shotgun. Big, bada, boom.
I think you took it a little further than I did.
I love it.
Well, no, I enjoyed it too.
I'm
it was really
excited.
great. It was great getting out and just doing nothing but
Blowing
wasting
shit
ammo.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really fun today. I'm glad I did it. Glad we went out.
I'm glad you enjoyed yourself.
Oh, I did. Because, well, I've been busy all morning. I started working on stuff at, God, what was it, 9 o'clock this morning. I didn't stop till.
Shit, I was still asleep at 9 o'clock.
Dude, you're always asleep at 9 o'clock this morning. I'm telling you. I mean, I'll call you at noon and I'm sitting there thinking, God, I hope I'm not waking him up.
Sometimes you do.
Sometimes I do. That is true.
But I don't lay that on you.
No,
You've never
really been bitchy at me because of it. Yeah. You're just kind of like, what? Which I get it. I mean, my hours and your hours are different. I'm used to getting up early. I'm a morning riser. I can't help it. I gotta get up and earn my weekly nut, dude. That's what it's all about.
Right on. You should put that on the shirt, man. The weekly nut.
The weekly nut. I'm telling you.
Fuck the hokey pokey. It's all about the weekly nut.
I'm just a squirrel trying to get a nut. That's what it's all about. I mean, dude, no money, can't pay your bills, can't live. So, gotta do it.
Yep.
Trust me, I would love to sleep till noon. But I can't.
It's not all it's cracked up to be.
Right. Well, no, it's hard. It's like a rock star life, dude. Waking up at the ass crack of noon, deciding what rock t-shirt you're going to wear that day. I know, it's hard. Are you agreeing with me, or is that like a...
Fuck you. And for those of you at home listening, I just flipped Sean off.
I think they kind of figured that out. Every time you do that, you don't need to explain.
Great.
Yeah.
You know, I would love to go somewhere and get a Jack in a Box, replace a little puppet, and put an actual, maybe not an actual severed hand, but you know, a hand giving you the bird. I would love to give that as a present to someone.
I'm pretty sure if you Google it, you could probably find that. I mean, I know it's out there. I'm sure someone else has thought of this.
I mean, what a great gift to give somebody who's just have a kid.
No, not for kids.
Oh, that would be great.
No. Now, a severed clown head, that would be funny. I know I got issues, right? Speaking of blowing up, I guess you could say we had our own little riot in a cornfield today.
Riot in a cornfield?
Well, yeah. I mean, when other people do it, it's called rioting. When they're tearing shit up.
There was 3 of us, and we shot pop bottles with shotguns. I wouldn't call that a riot.
I guarantee you, Pepsi won't mess with us ever again. So.
But yeah, speaking of riots, that shit that went on in Baltimore has been crazy. Did you see any of that?
Oh no, I caught quite a bit of it actually, and it's just really unbelievable that at first they were labeling this as gang members.
Well, no, what it was. At the same time, you have the funeral for Freddie Gray. And for those of you who don't realize or know who Freddie Gray was, he's a 25-year-old African-American man who was arrested in Baltimore on whatever. That's not the important part. The important part is that while he was in police, so arrested this guy, he dies in police custody. That really pissed a lot of people off.
Oh,
Understandable.
Sure.
Yeah. You know, you're not supposed to die in police custody. But the guy dies in police custody. They were having the funeral for him. I guess it was over the weekend or during this time, over this group of a few days. And yes, there were Crips and Bloods, and there was another gang affiliation there. And according to the gangs that were interviewed on TV, they were there for the support of the family and to keep things from going crazy. Now, the way I understand things, the riots that took place in Baltimore were 100 to 250 high school kids that just went stupid. There was a story or a rumor or a story saying that these kids were emulating the movie The Purge. And I'm thinking, well, how stupid is this? They go through the city burning down it's CVS pharmacies. They were looting 7-Elevens, burning down buildings. They even burnt down a senior center that was under construction. What does any of these things have to do with the fact of a man dying in police custody? Nothing. You got a bunch of high school kids going nuts. And, you know, when I see something like that, I'm just wondering, where's the parenting? Now, there was a video of one woman. She's at home watching her TV. She had told her kid to come straight home from school this day. He didn't. And she actually spots his ass on TV. So what does she do? Mom goes down to the riots, picks out her son, and starts beating his ass off right then and there.
Well, you know,
Mom.
I've never quite understood this whole concept of rioting. Don't get me wrong. I've been mad at things before and really pissed off to no extent. But I've never thought to myself, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to tear up where I live.
Well, you know, if you're going to, the whole thing is, you know, if you're upset about something, which, you know, I understand people being upset over the death of this man that died in police custody. Okay, fine, but what does his death have to do about burning down the local pharmacy? If you're upset with the police department, you don't burn down the pharmacy, you go to City Hall. Or you go to the police department and you protest there. You don't burn down a pharmacy. Where's Grandma getting her meds now? What are these kids thinking?
Walmart.
Yeah. You know what?
Put your toy away.
My toy's getting me all wet.
I think part of the issue was these kids actually got on social media and was kind of like, hey, well, let's just get together at a certain time, and what we'll do... Are you leaking all over the place?
I'm leaking all over the place. I don't know what's wrong with this water bottle, but... All
right, well, why don't you talk to everybody and let me grab the bottle and dispose of it? No? You can't think and talk?
I need a towel.
Well, I don't have a towel handy, dude. Does it look like I carry a splooge towel at my desk? I don't understand
where the water's coming from. It's not coming out of the top. I don't see any holes in the side. It didn't leak.
Squeeze it. See if it leaks somewhere.
Yeah, right here.
Put your finger over it.
There's a hole in the fucking side, and I got headphones on.
Put your finger over it. Take your headphones off and go set it in the sink.
Oh my god.
I'm telling you, you are a hot mess, dude. How you have even evolved to the point where you walk upright and can tie your own shoes and not drag your knuckles is beyond me. I don't get it. I mean, literally. A bottle's leaking and you don't know what to do. Holy shit, call 911. Oh, so you just wasted the whole bottle, huh? Instead of pouring it in a glass?
How the fuck did that happen? The whole side of the fucker's just...
Wow. I'm thinking, maybe I ought to rethink my co-host here, because if you can't handle a bottle of water, we're in trouble, my friend. Are you back now? Are you good?
Shut up.
If you would have wore Depends, you would have stayed dry.
Give me some man ponds.
Yeah, you need them right now. I'm telling you. You're flipping out over a bottle of water. That's crazy.
You made me lose my whole train of thought now.
Riots.
Oh, riots, yeah. So where's the parenting with these people? You've got these high school kids running amok, literally. They called out the National Guard because a bunch of kids wanted to start fire to shit.
Well, it sounds like you have one mother that was doing the job.
One mother did her job. And you know what's fucked up, dude? They were talking about charging this woman with child abuse.
Well,
because she went down there, she smacked this kid upside the head, you know, and you hear her cussing at the kid. What the hell are you doing? Take off that fucking mask. Blah, blah. You know, she's going off on her kid, and rightfully so. More parents need to do this.
Well, that's the whole PC correct nation that we live in, dude. That's just not a certain individual that pulls that string. It's just this mentality we've sucked ourselves into that everything has to be PC, and I hate PC. I always have this philosophy that you just gotta be who you are. I don't care if it offends someone. I think everyone needs to be offended every once in a while to remind them who they are.
You think they need to get that? They need to be offended to get that little aggression out.
God, well, man, you have these people that just walk around and they never get upset or they never get mad. That's a bomb ticking, waiting to happen. What that is. That's the guy you see that's on the news that shot up where he worked or took his car on a spree across town just hitting people. Yeah, that's where the crazies come from, is those PC people that are happy 24/7. Nobody is happy 24/7. Doesn't happen. I don't know anyone. Do you?
No.
Not one.
Not one.
Me neither. Because I'll tell you what, those people, they scare me.
They scare the fuck out of me too.
Yeah, and I don't want to be friends with them because when they snap. Now, I want to be nice to them. I always want to give them, a candy bar, just so they remember me as the good guy when they do snap.
Yeah, fuck them. You don't give me no fucking candy bar.
Well, no, you'll dribble it all over the carpet like you did your water. Do you need a sippy cup? Is that what it is? A sippy cup? Would that help? I get you a really cool one with like some Hot Wheels on it or something. You could hold it with both hands and chug it up. Oh. There's a challenge. Moonshine through a sippy cup.
Ooh.
See? Now it's not so stupid, is it? I think that's one of those. Challenge accepted. No?
I'll sit in on that.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. So, back to the whole parenting thing.
Before we get there, let's play some music for these fine people. We'll come...
So hopefully we won't need a boat to get out of here because it's flooded with water. Have you got your water situation under control now?
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah. My water broke. Now I'm good.
God. It's not even so much of whose the baby is.
This ain't Montel. I don't care who the daddy is.
And the lie detector test came back and it's a lie. About? You are the father. So either way. So let's get back to this whole parent situation.
Okay.
And how much blame falls on the parent. And I say all of it, because if your kid's out running the streets acting like a hoodlum, you should have control of that.
Well, I can't put all the blame onto the parents. I mean, at some point, your kid has got to have some common sense of his own. Okay? Kids should know better than to try and loot stores or try to burn buildings down. I mean, that type of behavior, that's Old Yeller right there. You find that kid, tie him up to a tree, and be done with him.
You have a thing with Old Yeller, don't you?
You know what? That's a great example. You got a rabid dog, you put him down. You got a rabid kid, you put him down.
No, we don't put kids down.
Well, what do we do with them?
They need to be taught correctly, because apparently the parents aren't teaching them the right way.
Well, you got to take into consideration, we live in a society where you've got a lot of single parent families, blah, 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 excuses. But however, some of these excuses are very valid. When you have a single parent family where the parents work in 2 jobs to make ends meet, that doesn't leave a whole lot of time to spend with little Junior.
Well, no, I agree with that, but at the same time, we're using social media, TV, just the internet in general, for a babysitter. These kids are spending all this time online, and especially on social media.
Yeah, with their phones or their computers or hell, even their console video games.
Right, and so they get these ideas from other people online, and that's how like this whole deal with the riots even happened was this all passed through social media, and all the kids knew to meet at a certain time and when to start.
Yeah, but what really gets me is these kids chose to take out all this aggression out on the wrong stuff. You know, if they were upset about the Freddie Gray murder, which it's been, they've cited it as a murder. Why would you burn down pharmacies? Why would you burn down a senior center? These places had nothing to do with this man's murder.
I understand teenage angst plays a role in this, and kids don't really know better. They know better than burning things down, yes. But to where to place the blame, I know they get frustrated a lot of times as a child, and their anger is misguided. But at the same time, where's the parent to help control that anger and teach the child, well, how's the proper way to respond to something we get mad about or we're angry
where's
about?
The parent? The parent's working 2 40-hour-a-week jobs.
Sometimes.
You know?
Then you've got other parents that are just too busy living their own lives instead of taking care of their kids.
Yeah.
And doing what they're
then you
supposed
got
to.
the idiot parents where you got like the 5 and 6 year old kids. Hey, come over and sit on daddy's lap and let's play Call of Duty. You know, you got stupid parents out there. And it's these stupid parents that I have the big issue with.
Well, I remember as a kid, when I got my first Nintendo.
Yeah.
First of all,
our
chores had to be done.
Nintendo, we were shooting ducks, okay? And we had that fucking laughing dog that we tried to shoot more times than the ducks.
Right.
But, you know, we weren't shooting people like you are in the games today.
Hang on. I'm going somewhere with this.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay. Our homework had to be done. Our chores had to be done. And then when we were allowed to play the game, we were limited on the amount of time that we got to play the game.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, and now it seems like as soon as these kids hit inside the door, the games come on and they don't stop till midnight or 1 o'clock when they decide to go to bed. Then they're terrible at school the next day because they didn't get any sleep or rest and they're unprepared. That falls on the parent.
Yep.
I mean, it really does.
Yeah.
The fact that you're going to let your child take all this information in from the internet, video games, social media, whatever, and not give any input, well, what do you expect? I mean, what's going to happen to that kid? He's going to act out. He's going to act like the things he sees. It's kind of like the old saying.
We can't let that be an excuse, okay? The kid stays up and plays video games and watches movies that are rated above his age. Well, that's your fault, parent. That's your fault. You're not doing your job.
Well, see, now we like to blame everybody else. It's the teacher's fault. I remember when I was in school, when we had the parent-teacher conference, and if my grandparents had to come to the school and they got a bad report on what I was doing, they were looking at me wanting to know what the hell the problem was.
Yeah.
Nowadays, when a parent goes to a school conference teaching meeting, they look at the teacher and want to know what the hell the teacher's doing wrong. Well, maybe it's not the teacher. Maybe it's your jacked up kid.
Well, I can absolutely see that. But at the same time, when you got, Miss Smith, who's 25 years old and trying to teach high school, I mean, come on. She's barely out of high school herself. She should be teaching kindergarten.
Well, right. I do believe that we shouldn't put young teachers over our teenage children teaching.
Hell, Florida, the state of Florida should be a lesson to us all. Hello, I'm a 25-year-old teacher and I'm molesting a 14-year-old boy.
Right. But not only that, we need grown adults.
And we're in love.
We need grown adults to work with our children, not people that are barely past, the age of 18 themselves.
Yeah.
So what can you learn from a 25-year-old? Not a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, at 25, yes, I thought I knew it all. Now I realize I don't know shit. But
that's the smartest thing you've said all day.
That's the second smartest thing I said all day. Yeah, see, now you're thinking, what was the first thing I said?
Yeah, I don't listen a whole lot.
No, you don't. That's probably why your dad had to smack you around for parent-teacher conference meeting.
Oh, man. Yeah, but you know what? It was thanks to all those ass beatings. I'm not out there lighting buildings on fire. I'm not out there throwing rocks and bottles and trying to shoot police officers.
Well, and I'm telling you, man, we were scared to death of the police when we were kids. We saw a cop, we ran. We didn't throw anything.
Yeah.
I mean, God, we hightailed our ass home quick as possible and hope we can get there before the cop did. Not now. Nobody has fear of the law.
Well, see, that's the thing. Well, in one side, you've got the law, the police officers doing exactly what they shouldn't be doing, beating up suspects and having suspects die in their custody. Do
you think part of that comes from we live in a society now where people don't fear police, so they have to go that extra step, which they overstep? I'm not saying that they're right in what they do, but I'm saying we've gotten to a point where people don't fear the police, so they're taking it too far. Well, because now he's like, well, I don't want to get caught by the police because I don't want to get beat down.
Well, I think the problem is understanding of law in general on both sides, the civilian and the police officer side.
Don't tase me, bro.
Yeah, exactly. You have a right to protest. You have a right to gather and all this, but you do not have the right to, burn buildings down and hurt other people. That's not your right.
Well, I don't think anybody has that right.
And I don't know, people just get stupid with it and try to hide behind constitutional amendments. Like we talked, was it a week ago or so, about burning the American flag. I'm sorry, that's not mentioned in your First Amendment rights, you fucking traitor.
That was actually last week.
Yeah, well, my perception of time varies from most people.
I know, we have your time and then our time, and they do not coexist at all. I've noticed that. That's why I said I want to get you a wristwatch that I can program from my phone.
Step inside my TARDIS, you'll understand.
No one is going to step inside there. There's no puppies and no candy. Not doing it. So I'm going to get this watch for you, and I can program it so when you have to be somewhere, if you're running late for every 5 minutes, it's going to send an electrical shock. I think that would help solve the problem. Either that, or it would get you to the point where you had a high threshold of pain.
I think I have to try this out.
I think it would work.
It'd be fun.
It's kind of like a bad dog thing. Dog. Yeah. It'd be fun. Listen.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
You're like, hey, yeah, I'll take a shock. What the hell? I got nothing better to do today.
See what happens. Yeah. You know what? We ought to go try it on what's his name over there.
Yeah, you'll probably wet your pants.
Already did.
Well, see, we've already started the process. Now we've learned. Don't do that. Yeah. So there is no solution for this whole thing until the parents decide to step up.
If you guys
take care of the kids,
want to chime in on this conversation, you got something to say about the riots in Baltimore, people acting crazy, terrible parenting, why don't you put up our phone number?
Why do I got to do it? Oh, that's right, because you don't know the number.
It starts with numbers that I don't remember.
You may be the guy in the TARDIS, but I'm the guy behind the curtain that's running the whole show.
Yeah, there is no curtain in the TARDIS, okay?
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
That's Wizard of Oz. Listen,
exactly.
Dorothy, you and your little fucking dog put up the damn phone number before I was shot calling your ass.
Better yet, I'll just tell them the phone number. It's 660-815-4940.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're just going to agree with me because you don't know if that's right or not. I could have threw any kind of random number out there.
Yeah, it's 555 555 5555.
I'm surprised you remembered that.
Yeah, I've got all the numbers in there.
That
And in the right order.
In the right order.
Yeah. I am on the ball today.
You're on something.
I took both pills.
Yeah, that'll teach you. Yeah. I worry about you sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes my personalities worry too, but who listens to them?
Well, you got to go majority rules.
Yeah, we have a round table.
We got this one. He just keeps talking out, but we tie him to a chair. The rest of us do what we want. So, yeah, I don't even know where to go with the whole kids acting out like this because I've never seen this before. Not at this level.
Yeah, I am just very glad. I'm glad that it hasn't spread. I'm surprised we haven't seen something like this in other large cities.
Well, now that you've jinxed us.
Well, I figured if it was going to happen, it would have by now.
Well, true. But you get copycats.
You do get copycats.
So now we've had this event happen. So when's the next? And you got to blame media for part of this too, because they blow these things up, cause a shitstorm over something that happened, and everyone's heard about it. I mean, if you talk to people, everyone knows about the riots. Everyone.
Well, it's a good thing that people know. I mean, when I found out this was going on, I actually went online and I had to search down live news in Baltimore. And, their local news did a good job of covering what was going on and so forth. There was no pseudo media or pseudo journalism that I found that was going on. It seemed very clear and cut point,
Well, it was covered nationally. I mean, once it gets to a certain point where it's covered from one side of the coast to the next, now everyone's heard about it. So now these kids go, well, they got away with it, so maybe we should do something like this.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see that happening.
Yeah, it's possible, but parents need to get a hold of these kids and get a hold of their phones or whatever, and tell them, look, this is the kind of shit you want to do. I'm going to beat the fuck out of you. If you want to go to child services or protective services, whatever they call it in your state, then you know what? You can pack your shit and go right now. We can just skip the ass beating.
Yeah. I think if my memory serves right, which my kids could probably tell you if it did, I think I used to tell them, I'll even call 911 for you. But by the time they get here, you're going to get a good ass whooping.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm not saying that beating our kids is going to solve this problem.
Well, I'm not saying beat them for no good reason. But sometimes you literally have to beat the sense into a kid. But once they get that beaten, they should remember. I mean, how many times do you got to beat a dog before it stops shitting on the floor? If you can train a dog, you can train a kid not to go fucking burn down half the fucking city.
Well, let's hope so. All right, well, we're going to take a quick music break, and we'll be right back. And we're back from those super sexy swinging sounds of the 70s.
Wow, you just made me hard.
I think I made myself a little excited too. No, yeah, just had this flashback of the radio guys when the way they used to do things.
I'm digging it.
Everybody had a radio voice.
Yeah, one of my favorite radio voice, and it's a terrible radio voice, is I can't think of the actor's name, but the guy who does the radio voice in the movie Jackie Brown.
Oh, who was that?
Yeah, he oh my God, he had a terrible radio voice. Hi, this is Bill. Today you're listening to blah, blah. And it was just horrible, but it was funny as hell to listen to.
You know who I really thought was great was in Good Morning Vietnam.
Oh, Robin Williams.
Man, I mean, the character that he could pull out and just the things he did and as quick-witted as it was.
Yeah.
He would have been a great radio DJ. I mean, he could really keep you entertained by himself. He's a one-man band. Things like, Stern and all that, Opie and Anthony, I could care less about that kind of crap.
he does. He's one of these what they call them shock jocks, you know.
Yeah.
But I got to admit, it would be cool to have a chick in here on a Sabian doing a little orgasm thing. I would be down for that.
I'm sure you would be. And you know what? It's never going to happen.
And this is reason 29 why marriage sucks.
I don't think marriage sucks. I'm happy with marriage.
Well, no, it works for some people.
I think it works for those that work it.
Marriage, it works for those who work it.
Right, it does. I mean, that's nowadays
that's
when I see it is a bumper. I ought to put that on a shirt because that is really it works for those that work it. I think what happens with people nowadays is they get married and you know what, this is not what I thought it was going to be. So yeah, I'm just going to bow out and say I'm done.
Yeah, you think people should live together before they get married?
Me and my wife did. I mean, we were actually together 5 years before we actually got married. I think it lets you know who the person is. It really does. You live with someone, dude, you pretty much got them figured out, you know, all their idiosyncrasies. And I mean, it's part of it. I know a lot of the religious groups are against it, but I think it's probably the way to go.
Makes sense.
I mean, well, it is. I mean, I think what happens is when couples get married, especially when they fight, the one thing they don't remember is you guys are on the same team. Don't fight each other. I mean, you're supposed to be fighting together. So I think that's where a lot of marriages fall apart because the couples, instead of growing together as a couple, they grow apart from each other and grow their separate ways.
Yeah, but you have these fights that are just completely stupid, blown out into big things. I mean, you leave your socks on the floor. By God, be prepared for World War III when you get home.
Only if you let them be blown out of the water.
What do you mean if you let them? You have no choice. You leave your socks on the floor, your wife comes home. Son of a bitch, that motherfucker left his socks on the floor again. That motherfucker, I have told him 100,000 times, pick up his fucking socks. I am not going to pick these socks up. And the socks will lay there for a fucking week.
Okay, and see, that was her choice to handle it in that way. You see what I'm saying? Really, if you come home and you get mad at your spouse for something they did, how you handle it or react is going to pretty much be the outcome of how they're going to react. So if everything's a blow up situation and everything's a big ordeal, well, guess what? The response from your spouse is going to be the same. You know, if you walk up to a stranger on the street and start yelling at him, what do you expect them to do? Just to stand there and take it?
We should experiment with this.
No, that's fine if you want to. I'm not going to. I don't want to get punched.
Oh, no. We have field research team, Zachary, to do this.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll do it either. He would probably cry and run away.
It would be worth it just to see that happen.
True. As long as we can put it on YouTube.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I mean, I think that's where that comes from is people nowadays, we want to jump to a conclusion and get angry when we really don't stop and think the whole matter out. I mean, if you really stop and go, yeah, okay, he left his socks. So you know what? I'll be passive aggressive about it. Instead of yelling, I'm going to pick those socks up and I'm going to leave them on her pillow. Now, what kind of effect does that leave? If you're going to leave them on the floor, I'm going to leave them on your pillow. Well, so maybe when you take your socks off, where should you put them?
Here's the thing that you're not thinking about. Okay, so you put the socks
I never said I was thinking to begin with.
You put the socks on your spouse's pillow. You're sleeping in the same bed. Chances are she's going to go to bed first, smell her pillow, and say, fuck this, and then swap pillows with you.
That doesn't happen. I'll let you know, as a married person, your pillows are yours and her pillows are hers. They don't swap pillows. That's just how it is. If I even roll over on her pillow, she's like, hey, you're on my territory. Get off. So see, as a married person, I'm just saying this is how it goes. That in my relationship, I should say, because there might be those married couples that don't. But from what I've seen, yeah, they have their own. But there's other ways to take care of problems in a relationship than fighting. Fighting just really Where does it get you? Now, not only was one person pissed off, now you're both pissed off, and nothing got solved.
Well,
and guess what? Those damn socks are still on the floor.
Let me ask you a question. As a married person, do you ever have those days where you're just like, today has just really sucked. I want to go home and be left the fuck alone. But when you do get home, there's that other person there. And your bad day had nothing to do with this other person. It's just the fact that there's another person there and they're going to bug the shit out of you just because they're there. How do you deal with that?
Well, for me, I'm lucky because I have a long drive from my job to my house. I'm in the car for an hour and 15 minutes. I mean, even before I switched to this position I'm in now, I still had about a 40-minute drive. So I have some me time in the car. I get to crank up the music, just let it out, and usually by the time I get home, I'm okay. So for me, that's how I deal with it. Me and my wife both learned a long time ago, we don't bring work home. Ever. Because when you bring work home, it makes the other person resent you. Because now I've had to deal with other people's problems all day, and now I've come home and guess what? I have to deal with your work problems too. That's not fair. So I say, personally, don't unload on your spouse. Her job is to be there with you and to be part of that team. But what you're doing is you're making your problems her problems, which aren't even hers to begin with. It was a work issue. That guy at work pissed you off, not your spouse. It's not her fault.
I'm not necessarily talking about that. I'm talking about personal space. I'm one of these people, I'm single, but my God, I love my personal space.
Okay, well, draw boundaries ahead of time and explain that to them.
I love that. I love not having that other voice over in my ear. Oh, hey, blah, 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 blah. Bullshit I don't care about. You know what? Shut the fuck up.
Explain it to them. If you're open in your relationship about what your feelings are and what what you expect, I guess, out of the relationship, that makes much more sense than every day dealing with that and then finally just blowing up on her. And then she's like, I don't understand what I've done wrong because we talk every day. Well, no, you talk, I listen, and I just sit over here and fume about it. But that's the problem is you let it lead up to that. Instead of stopping her and saying, look, I've had a bad day. I need just a little bit by myself to wind down. I don't want to take out my aggressions on you. It's not your fault, but I just need just a little bit of time. And I guarantee your relationship is going to be a lot better than that whole.
Well, let me ask you another question. Have you ever?
How many questions are you going to ask me? You keep going, well, let me ask you another question. Well, you know what? I've got another question for you. And guess what? I just thought of another question for you.
Okay, ask me a question.
I'd almost be afraid of what the answer is. That's the problem. So, are you saying all these things that you're bringing up, you've experienced them? That's what I'm guessing.
Oh, I've experienced these things. Absolutely.
I tell you what. Here's the smartest thing a man can remember that's married.
The number of a good attorney?
No. If your wife's not happy, nobody's happy for a 3-block radius. Okay? So that's the secret to it. Keep your spouse happy. No? You got this look on your face like, I just can't believe you even said that.
That may work for some people.
I think it does, but if you're not open in the beginning and you don't tell them ahead of time, when you decide to blow up because you're mad about the situation, they don't know what the hell's wrong. They thought everything was normal because this happens every day.
All right.
Does that make sense?
Relationship issues.
I am not Dr. Phil. I'm just a man that survived a marriage for going on 21 years. So
contact.
I'm not saying it's all unicorns and rainbows and fluffy shit. It's not, because I'm telling you, the first 10 years of marriage is the hardest of the marriage.
So you're a marriage veteran. Why don't you play us some music, marriage veteran?
No, not yet.
No?
No. I have the microphone. I have the power. Yeah, no, now what? Uh-huh. We just came back from a commercial break. What do you need, a cigarette or
15
something?
minutes ago.
What do you need, like a cigarette or something? Is that what you're jonesing over there?
Well, no, I can hold off for a few minutes. But yes, I would like a cigarette.
You'll wait. Do you really need a cigarette that bad?
No. We're good. We're good.
I don't need you nicking out on me either, though.
No.
I mean, if I need to start buying some Nicoderm patches and some
You know what?
the gum.
I tried those patches, and I tried different brands of these patches. They just make you worse. Well, they made me worse, dude. I've met crazy people in my life, but me on those nicotine patches is some kind of crazy motherfucker you never want to meet.
It gave me nightmares.
Oh, dude, it turned me into a rotten, evil son of a bitch. Somebody
worse than you already are?
Yeah. Somebody would talk to me. Hey, man, what's up? How's it going? Go fuck yourself. Burn. You know, and I'm hearing myself say these horrible things to people, acting completely insane. And it was like, this patch ain't worth it. Give me a fucking cigarette.
Did you ever try the gum?
Yep.
Does that not taste like ass?
It does. It's horrible.
I had rather lick a horseshoe on the horse than to ever do that again. That was probably the worst tasting thing I've ever put in my mouth. And I've eaten some pretty bad food over the years, trust me.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, that was horrid. I don't suggest those patches, anything. Of course, I can't say anything because I dip.
Yeah.
You know?
You can stand there behind your microphone with your little spit can and say, nah, I get my nicotine fix, and you have to go smoke outside.
I'll tell you what, this little can right here will save your marriage.
I'm not married, so I'm good.
A can of Copenhagen. Do you know why this saves marriage?
Why?
The first word in this is cope. And then here, hag. It helps me cope with the hag. You alright there?
That's right, smoke another one.
And my wife knows that joke, so it's no secret.
Okay, well, I was about ready to make a comment. It's a good thing she doesn't listen in.
No, fortunately for me, my wife totally understands my sense of humor. Now, her friends, on the other hand, they all think I'm a sexist pig. Because they don't get my sense of humor. Now, my wife's like, he didn't mean it seriously. He's just trying to be funny. That's how he comes off. But I don't really mean it. I'm just trying to be funny.
I think in this great quest of sexual equality, we have come up with a bunch of feminist bitches.
Well, I don't know about feminist. I think it's more on me because I do come off. You've known me for a long time.
Yeah.
So for you, it might be harder to get. But for someone who just met me, they're like, man, what an odd guy. Because, dude, I'm like the Energizer Bunny on 10.
Wait, the Energizer Bunny on what?
On 10. If you crank them all the way up, I'm like full max.
Okay.
I have a squirrel in my head. I know this. I can stay on one topic for about 45 seconds, and then I got to sway off to the right or left. I think my wife could probably explain it the best. She's like, Sean can have a conversation with you, and then he goes off on this little trip. Now, you've just got to take the trip with him, because sooner or later, he's going to come back to where he was. But you just got to ride the ride.
You know, one thing I got to say I love about your wife is she can explain anything within 30 seconds.
Think so?
Absolutely. There's not a single thing she can explain under 30 seconds.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can.
There's no long conversation with that. Hey, what do you think of this? Well, I'll tell you. Blah, 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 blah. That's it. End of story.
She is straightforward.
She is straightforward, and that's great.
Yeah, and well, I mean, she's had to deal with me for 20 years. What do you expect from her?
It shows.
Yeah, she's good. She's like a really good handler. She should give classes.
She should.
Okay, I tell you what. We'll go ahead and go to a music break, and I will let you go have your cigarette.
Awesome.
And we're back to the Dr. Sean show.
Wait a minute, I'm the fucking doctor.
Well, apparently you lost your title. I mean, a
I
young
didn't lose.
contender comes up,
Look.
takes you out. Look at that.
I didn't lose shit but my mind.
My friend, you must have that to begin with to actually lose it. So is there anything else you want me to give you the answer to, or are you pretty much satisfied with the last one I spieled out?
Let's see here. I don't need to know anything about any kind of acts of bestiality, so no, there's nothing I need to ask you.
So because you pretty much know everything about bestiality, you're covered.
I learned it by watching you.
Oh, that's terrible, dude. I don't even know where to go with that. What is it with you and bestiality, cocks, and what's the other one you always drop on me? Well, Terminator Babies is kind of a hit and miss thing. But yeah, I mean, it's always something. People think I'm a loose cannon. They haven't met you.
You should take me to work with you someday.
No. I like my job. I don't need to get fired. I'm good. You would be like an HR nightmare.
Yeah.
They would have you written up 20 times within the first half hour you're there. I'm telling you, I can see it.
How many times do you have to be written up before you get fired?
Well, I think it's like 2 or 3, but still. No. That's never going to happen.
Well, I thought about going into a career as a drunk clown for birthday parties.
Hey, look, we got bets going on now.
Yeah.
They're putting $100 on Dr. Sean compared to your doctor.
Ask me a question.
What do you want me to ask you?
Ask me any question.
What category are we looking at
It
here?
doesn't matter.
Any category at all.
Any category at all.
No, I can't ask you anything because I can't ask you anything about marriage because you've never been married. I can't ask you anything about kids because you don't have any kids.
That I know of.
That you know of. Thanks for throwing that out there because we need some clarification. We're all hoping.
That's right, little Johnny. In case you're listening, I could be your daddy.
Yeah, I don't even want to think of a little you running around somewhere. That's creepy. So I don't know. Question. What could I ask you? I don't want to go with financial questions. I don't think that's your forte either. What are you good at?
Dude, I am a vast well of information.
A vast well of information. Is this like one of those, I got a bunch of useless trivia backed up in my head?
No.
Or no?
You can ask me anything. I've got a great answer for anything you can ask me. It's not even sarcasm.
I don't know what I would ask you though. That's the problem.
Well, let me ask you another question. If you could ask God any question, what would that be? And then ask me that question.
I would be like, God, what was you thinking when you created Jeff?
Well, he would probably say, well, Sean, I'll tell you what I was thinking. I was thinking I need some more papers and some Cheetos.
I think you're way off there.
Or he is probably thinking, doesn't mankind deserve a gift?
Oh, you're the gift that keeps on giving. I can see that.
You know it. You've read my credentials.
No. I've just seen your prescription bill. They make a cream for that. You can get it away. You know, when you have an STD named after you, you're doing it right.
Who has an STD named after them?
You do.
What is it?
I don't know. I haven't got it.
Well, how? I don't know. What the hell?
You're the gift that keeps on giving. STDs. It's a gift that keeps on giving. It's
you know
not.
what?
It's not easy. It's not hard. Right.
Wah.
It's not hard to
I need
lose
a little.
you.
I need a gong on my desk here so I can gong your jokes.
Oh, my jokes.
Yes,
There's Terminator babies.
Terminator babies could be real.
No, they couldn't.
They could be real. I didn't say they are right now, but I'm saying there's a possibility that they could be real. The pastor.
I know, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you
know
want to
what?
play this for your pastor, go ahead.
If the pastor down the street is listening to this, awesome.
He has good taste.
He has great taste.
That's messed up. Okay.
If the pastor down the street is listening to this, you got to imagine how fucked up is his life.
Oh, I bet he definitely found this channel by accident. Oh, guess what? This isn't K-Love. This is like a train wreck. I mean, you keep listening because you want to know. Oh God, where are they going next?
What's going to happen?
Yeah, I can tell you what's going to happen.
Speaking of what's going to happen, I saw a crazy YouTube video. Granted, this must have been an old video, but on interstate, I think it was I-80 in Wyoming. I think this was. It was one of those square states in the middle of nowhere. It was during the middle of a snowstorm, and the lady filming this, I'm not sure if she was in an accident in the opposite lane or if they had just pulled over the road. But she's filming the opposite lane that she's actually in. So you see all these semi-tractor trailers just piling into the back to each other, one after another. And there must have been, at least 20 of these semi-tractor trailers crashing into the back of each other. And she's standing there filming this with her phone saying, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, what do I do? What do I do?"
Are you going somewhere with this?
Well, I'm thinking this lady's making this great video with her phone, not knowing what to do about this massive pileup of tractor trailers. She never dials 911 on her phone and says, "Hey, look, there's a crazy accident happening in front of me." So I'm thinking you people have these phones and obviously have the sense to film every damn thing you see, but you don't have the common sense to pick up their phone and dial 911?
So basically, you just wasted 45 seconds of my life that I'm never getting back with that story.
Not only did I waste 45 seconds of your life, but I wasted 45 seconds of everyone that's listening.
So you owe us.
Fuck that. I tell you what, let me write you a check.
Good. All my friends call me Cash. Yeah.
All right.
Anytime, you need to make it out cash. I'm good with that. Yeah.
Great.
And we can dribble it all the way to the bank.
Yes, you can.
It's going to bounce like a mother. I don't take checks. I believe in cash. So I'll be
I'm not slapping my credit card through your slot, that's for sure.
Swipe here. No. It's no pay and go here.
So, crazy stuff.
Like the last 30 minutes ain't been crazy, yeah.
Well, yeah, but this is even crazier because
we're gonna
it's
go
real.
beyond. Okay.
So the Russians they had launched a resupply capsule for the International Space Station, right?
When you say the Russians launched, I get this visual image of some Russian in a snowsuit out there lighting a fireworks.
No. Look, we got to ease up on the Russians here for a minute. Give them some credit. They were the first ones.
I do. I love vodka.
Vodka's great. But, they were the actual space pioneers. We got to give them credit for that. And their space program, just like every other nation that has a space program, they're doing the best with the resources they have. Okay? Now, anyway.
So duct tape, baling wire.
If it works, it works.
Okay.
So they're launching, or they launched a resupply capsule carrying 6,000 pounds of food, oxygen, and fuel for the international.
Does oxygen weigh that much?
Huh? Well, you got to imagine this is supplies that's got to last these people a while.
I'm making fun of the oxygen weighing anything.
Yeah, well, it does.
Okay.
Look it up. Anyway, so the capsule, it gets up into space. It's, of course, this thing's attached to a rocket, so it goes up, launches, everything's going great. It gets into orbit. Oh shit breaks loose. They lose communication with the capsule that's supposed to dock with the International Space Station. So this thing is now hurtling through our atmosphere at 17,000 miles an hour. We literally have a game of round and round she goes, where it lands, no one knows. So there's something for you to think about tonight as you're trying to sleep.
Yeah, that's a great bedtime story.
Yeah, great bedtime story.
So this craft,
yes,
is circling the Earth.
Yeah.
In the upper atmosphere.
Yes.
And it's going to come down.
It's going to come down. They say it should be coming down here in about 2 weeks.
But we don't know when or where.
No, not really.
Yeah.
But there is a 73% chance that it'll hit water.
I'm kind of betting on the other 27% that it hits a Justin Bieber concert.
Oh man, if this thing hit a Justin Bieber concert, dude, I'm partying that day. Or if it hit Miley Cyrus's house.
Yeah, there you go.
That would be awesome.
I'm good with that too. It's kind of God's way of taking out the trash, but we got to thank the Russians for that, though.
Now, both the Russian Space Agency and our American Space Agency, NASA, they've been tracking this thing, and they're saying that it's going to burn up in the atmosphere. And I take that as it might burn up in the atmosphere.
So we're going to trust the Russians to say it might burn up.
Yeah.
These are not like the most technologically advanced people.
They gave you vodka.
Vodka, it's freaking...
Sputnik. They gave you Sputnik.
It's freaking potato alcohol. It's not really a big gift.
Oh, you underestimate vodka, my friend.
No,
you
I like
underestimate vodka.
No, it's just not that great of a thing compared to some of the others we have available.
I tell you what. Here's what we do. We'll do a test. You have a drink of your choice. Do it in a shot glass, though. Mix a drink, pour it in a shot glass. See what that does for you. I'll mix you a drink using vodka and whatever, and we'll see how that does for you.
And you're going to put that up against my apple pie?
We'll see which fucks you up first.
The apple pie.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, the percent of volume on the vodka is nothing compared to the shine we get.
If you can suck down some vodka quill and hang out throughout the evening, I would be very impressed.
But see, you're having to mix the vodka with something.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm saying put shine up against vodka. Vodka's going to lose.
That shine is pretty good.
I know that if you take that shine straight without being mixed down apple pie, yeah, that's like drinking like jet fuel. That stuff is just, it's horrid. So yeah,
I don't know, dude. I can drink vodka on ice and be happy.
Well, you're a strange duck, though.
I am not just a strange duck. I am king of the strange ducks. Okay, you should refer to me as Your Majesty.
So you're saying I'm going to start calling you Ducky?
No, you cannot call me Ducky.
How about Rubber Ducky?
No.
No?
No. Not gonna fly.
When I call you, can I just go quack?
Yes, you can do that.
Because you are a quack.
A quack? I'm a doctor.
You're a quack.
You're just pissed off because I won't write you any prescriptions.
I don't want your prescriptions. I'm pretty sure
I think my prescription would do you some good.
I think it would probably make me worse.
Really? Could you get any worse?
I'm sure I could.
We should take a poll.
And what are you going to do with that poll?
No, not a physical poll. I meant a survey. Is it possible for Sean to be any worse?
We have a duck on a pole. Yeah, I know. I think
wow.
That's just... It's not wow for me. You're the one that said it.
Yeah, but you totally misunderstood exactly what I said. You know what? Somewhere there is a kid missing his medications which I'm sure his medications is probably empty or not being used in your drawer.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I cannot confirm or deny that accusation may be true. So, back to the space junk hurling around the Earth.
Yes.
So, at 17,000 miles an hour...
Now, keep in mind, the cargo alone weighs 6,000 pounds.
Right.
That's not including the capsule itself. And this capsule is made to re-enter the Earth's atmosphere. Okay?
Right. What would be... How do I say this? What kind of impact would we be looking at? Would that be like dropping a Volvo from space?
It would be like, let's see, a Volvo weighs, we'll say, roughly 1,500 pounds.
More than that. Probably about 22 to 25.
A Volvo?
Yeah.
No.
Cars weigh more than what you think.
Okay, so we'll say 2,000 pounds.
Okay.
Okay, so it'd be like dropping 3 of those. Well, at least 3 of those. Well, we could safely say 4 of those if you want to include the actual weight of the capsule. So we'll say 8,000 pounds. 8,000 pounds, 17,000 miles an hour hitting the Earth.
That's going to be a big hole.
If it doesn't, now I'm going to, you would hope that this thing would burn up or break apart, which I'm guessing it would break apart once it re-enters the Earth's atmosphere. But if they really built this thing super good, it could come through pretty much unscathed.
I wonder what the impact on ocean life would be. What that would do for it to land down in the ocean. And how great would it be the fact that they could trace it and actually film this? How awesome would that be?
They're tracking it right now.
I know, but I mean, as after it enters our atmosphere,
well, they'll be tracking it then too.
If they could videotape the actual touchdown, how awesome would that be?
That would be awesome.
Okay, people, break out your cell phones. I don't care what Jeff said earlier. Break them out. Record this. I must see this. This is definitely a train wreck that I can't turn away from. I would have to watch it. Even if it was hurtling at me, I'd be like, yeah, nope, where's my phone? I don't know. I mean, I find that interesting that we can lose control of something like that. And it just spins around until we decide, hey, guess what? Here it comes.
Yeah, pretty much. That's where we're at with it. Call your insurance adjuster. Ask them if you're covered.
How do you call that in? Am I covered for Russian crap flying through the air? I'm pretty sure you're gonna get a weird look.
Yeah.
So,
but really, I mean, the amount of junk we have floating around around the planet already.
So you're saying the Earth has a lot of junk in its trunk?
The Earth has a lot of junk floating around. And most parts, it does just burn up the atmosphere, but sometimes it doesn't.
Well, we're going to cut to a commercial real quick and we'll be back. Oh, I love Pantera. That's just like the all-time.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Pantera, well, for me, it's the Dimebag Darrell.
It's the Dimebag. Well, it's the combination, man.
Well, true. God, where the last hour and 45 minutes go? I mean, this just really, it's kind of breezed through tonight, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's been really quick. I really didn't expect the time to go by that quick. I thought, we'd have a little more extra time tonight, but we don't. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny when your co-host gives you the look like to say something. So he says, that's crazy, and gives you that say something look. And you're just like, yeah.
Yeah, I know. You do that a lot to me. You notice that?
That's because I'm a dick.
You are. That's what I'm going to start doing to you. I'm going to, yeah. 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 I need some feedback, conversation, not this.
Okay.
Yeah. You're supposed to be the co-host. That means you have to talk
Well, I have been told by some people in this room that will remain nameless that I can make conversations sometimes awkward. So I try to kind of mellow.
Well, gee, I wonder who we're talking about here.
I'm not naming any names.
Oh, thank you. I mean, because that could be embarrassing with two of us sitting here.
Well, to whoever the other anonymous person would be, it might be a little embarrassing, but, you know, I'm not naming any names.
You are a dick. This is the part where you go, yeah. God, we're going to have to get a third co-host in here.
I think, you know what we need? We need like a little person, because I don't think it's PC to call them midgets, but we need a little person with like a speak and spell attached to them, and they could like, you know, type out the result. I want a little person because I want a little R2D2, but that's going to be too expensive. So I'm thinking we just get a little person.
So your philosophy is
and we can ask R2D2 questions.
You want an R2D2. So basically, you want to get a midget and put a trash can on him and put a duct tape a speak and spell to him.
How cool would that be?
You're worried about being offensive by calling them little people. That's real good.
Well, you're not supposed to call them midgets, I don't think.
Well, it doesn't matter. If once you're to the point of putting a trash can over them and duct taping a speak and spell, I don't think it really matters what you call them.
Then we're good.
No.
Let's make it happen.
I think we really need a third wheel.
That's what I'm saying. R2D2, little person.
Yes, R2D2 had 3 wheels, but that's not what we need. Third wheel, meaning we need a third co-host. Someone I can bounce some more ideas off of, that way you don't leave me hanging. Yeah.
Since when did you get ideas?
I've had ideas for a long time.
Are you sure?
Well, there's something going on up in there.
I think the little hamster just took a crap.
The hamster's dead. The wheel's spinning, but the hamster's dead, okay? Let me tell you. I can hear him lumping around in there like a rock in a dryer. It's in there. You got a visual, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Thump. Yep. So we do need to look about getting a third person that I can bounce ideas off. That way I don't get yelled.
Well, if there's any parents out there that would like a child kidnapped, we would love to have them on the show. There no worries about ransom. We won't even ransom the kid, and if you want them back, you can have them. If not, well, you know, there's a river nearby.
I would say if you see a van pulling through your neighborhood, and there's this gray-haired hippie driving around in it,
give him money.
Hide your children. Hide them quickly. Matter of fact, if you have any small barnyard animals, hide them too, because he's been known to get into that bestiality thing. Everyone here's heard it.
Bestiality, it's barbecue. There's a difference.
Okay, but what do you do with the cow before you cook it?
It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
It does not. As long as the cow is edible, it tastes great.
You cannot marinate your own meat like that.
It's my meat. I can marinate it however I want. Do I tell you how to marinate your meat?
No, and I'm thankful for that. I really am. I'm glad you keep your business out of...
I would appreciate you to respect my meat marinating privacy. Just accept me for me, damn you.
Well, stop filming it and selling the videos out of the trunk of your car.
Hey, there's sick people out there that need entertainment too.
Oh, apparently I'm sitting across from one.
I'm just the sick son of a bitch that gets to provide it.
Yeah. So, no, you're not. You're like creating a service is what you're doing. You're helping them. No,
absolutely.
That's not how that works.
Why not?
You're creating the problem.
No, the problem already existed.
Okay, you got me there. It did exist before, but you're not helping the problem.
Well, how serious is the problem? I mean, come on. Is it as serious as the next door neighbor meth cook? No, it's not that serious. Get rid of the meth lab before you get rid of the bestiality barbecue.
And that's not even funny because I've had that before. I've had a neighbor that cooked.
Okay, so let's say you had a choice. You had these two problems, but you can only get rid of one of them. What do you do?
I can't choose between that.
That's your options. You wanted me to ask
No.
you a question. You wanted me to give you ideas. You wanted to hear shit coming out of my head. This is what you got. Now you've got the option. Which of these two issues do you get rid of?
No, I wanted you to correspond with me.
Well, I'm corresponding.
No, now you're just giving me some senseless babbling because you want to see if you can get me caught up in something, just to prove your point. Yeah. Go ahead, say it. Yeah. No? Nothing, huh? Fine. Get rid of the meth cookers.
There you go.
Are you happy?
I'm not unhappy.
Well, that's because you took too many pills.
I only took 2.
The first one and the last one.
So?
God. It's like, and you know what? I got no one to blame for this but me. No one. Because what did I say? Hey, Jeff, you want to come be my co-host on a radio show? Yeah. Uh-huh. That's my fault.
You
I
didn't
take
think
the
it
blame.
through, did you?
I want to take this time to apologize to the people that do listen to our show, because it's my fault. It's all my fault. But that's okay, because we're gonna live with this decision, and we're gonna fix it.
As the great band Mindless Self-Indulgence put it, I'm your problem now.
Oh, don't ever do that again.
You know what?
Singing's not your forte.
Keep it up. Keep it up. I'll have the college girls in here singing karaoke up in here.
Oh, no, we won't.
Oh, yeah, we will.
No, we will not.
I tell you what. Here's what we'll do. This is the plan.
Karaoke is Japanese for cannot sing.
We're going to get our field reporter, Zachary, and we're going to go and hit the college campus and get a bunch of cheap booze and bring a bunch of drunk college girls up here, tell them it's karaoke night, and have a blast.
They'll be singing to the end of my shotgun. We'll see how well that goes over, huh?
As long as I don't have to clean up the mess.
It's never going to happen. Quit looking at them because it's not going to happen.
Drunk college girls? Drunk college girls. You know what drunk college girls do, don't you? Everything.
They turn down creepers like him. That's what they do. You are literally the old dude at the party that's creeping everybody out. That just set in, didn't it? Because you're like, guess what? I am that creepy old dude at the party. When I was a kid, we used to sit around and drink beer pongs all day. Tell me about the good old days, Grandpa.
In the good old days, we took motherfuckers like you, tied them up to a fucking tree, and shot them. But not before we did a bunch of other stuff that I'm not going to mention.
Oh, that would be a first.
Hey, I'm learning.
I can't tell. This is the process of reprogramming you. You must conform.
Fuck that!
You know, it works for some.
Not really.
Could you imagine you in like a suit and a tie?
I own a few suits.
Not just
and many ties.
Not just for when you go to funerals and stuff. I mean, actually, your everyday. Imagine wearing that every day.
I did that for a while, actually.
Doing what?
It sucked.
Why would you? I've never done that.
Yeah, it sucked. I don't recommend it.
I could not see myself in a job where I had to wear a suit and tie.
Yeah, I couldn't either. But you know what? It's one of the things you do to make other people happy. I'm not going to go into that conversation either. Because then this will all get circled back around to Dr. Phil over there.
You were earning your weekly nut.
Oh, I was earning my weekly nut, and I came home to well, I'm not gonna go there. Just not that's.
I just think it's kind of funny that I'm actually getting you wound up a little bit over there. I was really surprised the old man commented the college girls didn't do it, but now I know what buttons to push.
Yeah, I got a button for you to push right here, motherfucker.
Ain't
Push this button.
Ain't nobody got no microscope or tweezers. And on that note, we're going to call this a night and play some music and head out of here. We'll see you all next week.